Hello everybody, Andruidus64 back again today with another video, and as you can see by the title, today's video, I will be ranking every single power-up from both Super Mario Galaxy games. However, today's video will be special, as I will not be alone in ranking this list. In fact, I'm going to be joined by my good friend, Trixowter.
Yo, what's up guys? I'm Trixowter, and if you know me at all, it's probably from my Mario Kart video that randomly decided to blow up one day. If you're wondering why I'm here, it's probably because I've spent more time playing Mario Galaxy than I have sleeping. And so without taking up too much of your guys' time, I'm now going to let Xord finish off the intro, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
There's a decent percentage of our brains that's entirely Mario Galaxy related. You know, like the time that we put into both games is... it's a little unhealthy, but, you know, that's okay. So I figured that he would be more than qualified to join me in this project. So without further ado, let's get started. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. We're going to start off with the bee mushroom. Hope you all enjoy. We're starting with the bee mushroom. That's the order we're going to start. We're going...
Bee mushroom, alright.
Really, it's order of appearance of power-up, I think. I might be wrong. Like, maybe the fire flower appears before the boo mushroom.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah, I think that one does, yeah.
That's fine.
That's good.
We're gonna start with the bee mushroom. This is the first power-up in
Classic.
Mario Galaxy. Appears in the second level, Honeyhop, and it makes a couple more appearances all throughout. But like overall, I think this power-up is great. It does.
It's perfect.
It does so much for introducing the player to the game's mechanics and controls.
Yeah.
It can be a bit slow, but like it's still pretty decent movement. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like this is like a perfect power-up to get you used to like the movement in Galaxy as well.
Yes.
Like I feel like the flying and everything, like this game is a bit slower, and I feel like the flying kind of demonstrates that. Like it works, the movement's different for it. It's perfect to introduce the player to what kind of power-ups you're gonna expect.
Yeah, like
because this game like is just different in general, and power-ups, you know, they're very unique and shit.
Galaxy is slow, like overall comparing it to the other major core Marios. It's like it is a slower paced title movement-wise.
Yeah.
And like this power-up is a bit slow, but it's fine. It's like it's trying to hold your hand with it. It's like this power.
It works well.
Yeah. The flight meter for it, like that, like I'm thinking of the UI. I'm imagining the UI in my head, like the flight.
Oh
meter,
yeah.
That's also a little short. That's like maybe one flaw the power-up has is the fact that it may feel a little short, but you can extend the duration with coins.
And that works.
Yeah.
I mean,
it kind of balances itself.
Yeah, I feel like besides that though, like besides the flight meter, there's not many downsides to this power-up. I feel like maybe being able to like turn is kind of hard after already starting flight. Like making like a 180-degree turn is almost impossible, and sometimes you can like collide into walls and it will send you down to the void, which does suck.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, like I don't think the levels are formatted in a way where that is normally an issue, unless you're really trying to like test the limits of the power-up. So
yeah, like there are definitely times when, you know, we'll get careless. You'll want to explore like the top of Honey Hive, that ramp section where you're trying to like pass over the hump, but sometimes.
Oh no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think overall though, Bee Mushroom, great power up. I feel like it works well with the game. It shows like the uniqueness of power ups in this game. It's great. It's perfect. It's a perfect introductory power up. It makes the levels it's used on better. So it's. I think it's an S. I think it's an S tier.
It's an S. Yeah.
For sure.
That'll be the first power up going in the very fucking top. I don't even care, dude. Like run that.
Yeah,
shit.
it belongs there, man. It's classic.
It's going up in S.
S tier for Bee Mushroom. Absolutely.
Now moving on, we got the Boo Mushroom.
Oh, I love this one.
The Boo Mushroom. There's a couple of enemy power ups, but this one is definitely very, very fucking unique.
I feel like that's something like when you're playing Mario, you always like to like think of like playing as the enemy against Mario. And I feel like this kind of gives you that feel.
Yeah.
Like I think it was really cool to first turn into like a Boo and actually get to play as one, because you see him so much throughout the series, and like
it is an iconic enemy.
Like,
that same idea is like the hammer suit for Mario 3, where it's like I can play as this fucking enemy, and it was before capturing in Odyssey. Like a decade before Odyssey's capture. So being able to even like have that is super cool.
And it was implemented perfectly too. I think like if anything to make motion controls, like the whole going invisible and becoming visible again when you shake the remote, I think that's a perfect way of doing this power up. It works really well into the levels where it's used. it can feel a bit slow for sure, but I feel like that's just kind of the game's movement in general.
Back to Ghostly Galaxy. The movement there for that section is kind of nice because you have the light beams. You gotta dodge them, right? Because if not, you're losing the power up. You got the cages. You gotta shake the Wiimote to phase.
Perfect.
Right.
I feel like that whole idea too of just to highlight the light beams. I just feel like that whole idea of having to have a moving object that you're dodging like that. I not like an enemy, having it be something else. It's a cool feeling. Like a
normal object.
The environment, I guess. The
yes.
environment be affecting how you can play the game. I think that's it's just a fun idea for any power up.
A 1-star with Luigi, and you'll
go
to it, somebody's fucking freaking out.
It was so sick that they had Luigi for that. Having Luigi a part of that level too. That level was just a great introduction to that power up.
Yeah.
I also kind of think of, what was it, the Spooky Speedster? Is that his name? The ghost that you race?
Yep.
That was also a really fun one where you had to, I don't know, you had a lot of pressure for time, and you were going through this level with a whole lot of hazards everywhere. And you had to time when you'd phase. Yeah, you had to time when you phased your way down. I remember always speed running that shit when I was younger, and that was, man, that was great.
The feeling of being under pressure for the race, it's just so,
yeah.
Oh, no, it's great.
It was fun. It was fun, and I feel like it used the ability perfectly.
Yeah.
It was all 2D too, I think, wasn't it? It was a scroller. That level was you were in a 2D race with him, yeah. Blue Mushroom, honestly,
not thinking high, dude.
I wouldn't say it's perfect.
No, it's not.
But it's I'd say top of A for sure. Yeah. I think it's great. It's a good power.
It's not an S tier power up. There are some others in this list that are definitely reserved to be up in S with the B mushroom. But Boo is it's so solid. Yes, it's slow, and that may be a really big downfall. But it's there are worse. There are worse power ups, right? So I think A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top of A.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's top A for sure.
All right. Next up, that power up sucks. It's terrible. Nobody likes it.
Yeah, absolutely. If this one, if there was an F tier in this tier list, it would belong. This one is reserved spot there. How about you introduce it to them?
This is, of course, no other than the Spring Mushroom. I'd say Galaxy's worst power-up and Galaxy 2's worst power-up.
I was to start off, I want to say something nice about it, and what I will say is, Galaxy has a lot of, very wacky and, out there power-ups, and this does fit that bill. It's a cool idea. It's an out there idea, it's a fun idea, but the execution, it's just not there. Yeah. It's not there.
And everybody who's played this game knows that it's oh, cool dude, spring, bounce, but it is just so bad. It is just so bad, and it all it stems is for its controls. Design, it's cool as fuck. The power up itself, the item, the mushroom looks cool. Spring Mario looks cool, even though it's just a fucking spring. But the controls, it is an absolute nightmare. If you're a little kid playing this game and you have to hit A, you have to time your A presses so that you bounce higher. I don't think you had a problem with it. I never had a problem with it. But I don't know.
It's doable. It's just it feels so unresponsive to what you're trying to do.
Yes.
I feel every time you hit the ground, you want to stop or have a second to move, and it'll send you off in another direction and put you in the wrong spot that you don't mean to be in.
The wall jumps are automatic. I remember sections from Toy Time where there'll be 2 pillars and you're bouncing between both. All wall jumps are automatic. Every bounce on the ground you make, every bounce is also automatic.
And you're not able to slow down. I think that's the main issue. You can't stop.
Yeah, you're just going.
When you pick it up, you just can't stop. Yep. Sometimes you just want a second there to get your bearings, see where you are, and the camera angle is rough, and you just right down, plummet into the void, and there's nothing you can do about it because it doesn't stop. It doesn't let you stop. You don't have a second to see what your surroundings are before using the power up. It's just, I hate how it's required for that galaxy. It's such a good galaxy, but
every playthrough you will play this game, you make it to one of the last areas in the game. I forget if it's the engine or if it's the garden, but Toy Time is there. You're awesome. Toy Time is coming up. It's a great level. I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
No. You have to use the Spring Mushroom for 2 missions. Loser! You have to suffer through this power for 2 missions. When I was playing through my replay of Galaxy on 3D All-Stars, that exact feeling hit. Me and my girlfriend were playing and it was
Oh yeah.
damn. Well, I had to show her, right? She was playing, so it was
Yeah.
her having to get used to this awful control scheme, and then me having to relive it, this nightmare of a power
Yeah,
up. Like,
no, it's terrible, man. And that's the crazy part. Like, you have Pro Controller now, and it's still not good to, like, it's still not fun to use that power up.
You're
even with
using
better
this
controllers.
amazing controller,
Yes.
perfectly
It's
good
ruined.
controller, and even with that, it's bad. With the Wiimote, it's bad. Like,
Yeah, it just
know.
sucks, man.
amazing idea, awful execution. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. It belongs. Well, we've already said it. It's E. It's the lowest we can go.
Yeah.
Like this is the worst thing in Galaxy.
We
That's
said
for sure.
we said if there was an F, it'd be F, but the lowest we're going is D, and that's where it's going, and that's where it's staying.
Oh, G. Right. Yeah.
You said E. Oh, come on, man!
my
Get with
God,
the
dude.
program, man. Come on.
Oh man, I didn't prepare, man. Oh.
But no, D tier. That is where Spring Mushroom is going. That is its permanent prison. That's its jail.
It belongs there for sure.
All right. Next is a Mario staple. Next to the regular Super Mushroom, it is the Fire Flower. And Galaxy's Fire Flower, in my opinion, is a different take from normal. Yes, every incarnation of the Fire Flower, you're throwing fireballs, right? But this time around for Galaxy, it's timed. Same with the next power-up that we're going to talk about. But for now, right, Fire Flower, it's timed. I think it's 15 seconds you have to use it, and then it expires. It times out, you gotta go grab a new one. So you're shaking the Wiimote, and you can shoot like 2, maybe 3 fireballs out, and then you're paused for like a second or 2, and then you go right back to
Yeah.
it.
It sucks. The times, especially, like having to get used to Fire Flower being timed.
It's so weird.
It.
Right? It's so
I don't
weird.
know. I respect them for making it like bringing the power up back and putting a twist on it, but I don't feel like it needed to be in this game. It's used well in the game, I feel like, for like lighting up torches and stuff and making some
Those
bits of
puzzles,
progression.
yeah.
It's all right. That's the way I'd put this.
Yeah,
one,
it's
right?
pretty. It's in
all
the
right.
middle, right? Like it's still at the end of the day, it's the
sure.
Fire Flower, right? You can't go wrong with the Fire Flower, but it's like
Yeah.
for a game that is full of unique items. Well, for 2 games really, they're full of unique items. Every power up looks different, acts different, plays different. The Fire Flower is kind of the one that stands out amongst the rest.
It
as
stands out.
the
for sure.
only. I think it is the only returning power up.
There is another one.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll get to that though. We'll get to that one.
We'll get to that later. What I will also say is that there's another special power up, and it's the Ice Flower. And now this one, save this for later. But what I'll say is like when this is in the game, like such a unique power up, a unique flower thing like that people have been waiting for a long time. Like I seen concepts of this when I was younger and stuff.
Yes, all over the internet.
It does what Galaxy should have done to a power up better. Like I don't think the Fire Flower needed to exist when you
That-
have something
solid
like the
point.
Ice Flower.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. It's not terrible. It's middle.
Yeah.
It's mid.
B tier, right in the middle, right smack in the middle. It's our first B tier power up right now. There will be more
belongs there.
later, but yeah, I think it right in the fucking middle.
Not great. Not bad.
No.
That's why I put it.
Now we get into another one of the greats, right? Exactly what the Fire Flower should have
Absolutely.
done. This is the Ice Flower. Now, as a personal bias for me, I love this power up. I think this is
Classic.
probably one of my favorite power ups in all of Mario. Like even just Galaxy. All of Mario. This one is up there. Like top 5, maybe top 3. I don't know. Maybe it's.
It is good.
it's
It
up
is
there.
great. And the design, man. The design of Mario with this is.
With the Fire Flower, it's the basic overalls. With the Ice Flower, Mario is entirely made of ice.
Yeah.
That is
It's
just
not
so
a complicated
cool.
design, but it
No.
looks great.
It looks great.
It looks fantastic.
Like
Absolutely.
I love this one. All previous and future incarnations of the Ice Flower as well will be like the Fire Flower. Like you look at New Soup Wii, look at New Soup U. It's the Fire Flower, but instead of red, it's blue, and you shoot ice balls. But this game, they pull the switch. They do it different.
They do the twist.
Not only the design like we just talked about, but the fact that when you shake the Wiimote, instead of shooting ice balls, you skate on any surface.
You go faster every time you shake after.
Every shake, you speed up.
Yeah, I believe you had to stay on some form of liquid with that power up, right?
Yeah.
You have to stay on liquid to have it enabled. They used it so well as well. Like the galaxies they used it. What was the one? What galaxy is it now?
There's
I'm trying
two
to
that I can
remember.
think of immediately, and they're some of my favorites. So, Freezeflame, I think, introduces the power-up, maybe,
Oh, yes, Freezeflame.
and
That's the one.
Beach Bowl.
There was a mission in Freezeflame where it's just like pure. I think it's Freezeflame. Yeah, it's like pure platforming.
Yep.
Like it's the end of a mission, and you're just like on lava, and you have to get from ice flower to ice flower until you reach the star. It's all lava the whole way there, and like the platforming's fun.
Yeah.
And it shows you this power up in its full potential, and it's perfect in my opinion. Like I think this is a great power up for sure.
That mission you're talking about, it's two
Yeah.
planes. You have the regular one you start on and you get it, but you have to jump with the ice flower. You have to jump from one level to the other, and then the camera
It
flips.
switches gravity, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That level is amazing. That mission is amazing.
It's so cool.
Right.
That's some of the best platforming I think that this game has to offer, and so
Easily. You were talking about Freezeflame. I gotta talk about Beach Bowl, personal favorite level.
oh, Beach Bowl.
Right? The
Absolutely.
one mission in Beach Bowl is when you get to the very top of the area, not the star, but the launch star, and then it sends you to the Twin Waterfalls planet.
Oh man.
Yep. You get the
I love
ice
this.
flower and you jump between waterfalls that are like currently flowing, like the water is actively flowing, and you get the ice flower and you jump from waterfall to waterfall. It is so great. It's
So great, man. This power up, man, one of the most unique things that Nintendo's ever tried. It really is like a perfect idea for a power up, especially in a game like Mario Galaxy. Like it's S.
It is. Oh, undoubtedly it's S, right?
Yeah.
But is it better than the bee mushroom? I don't think so.
It is great, but I think B, it's just the perfect. It is the perfect ability.
The whole concept of what we talked about, how you have a power up and you have levels and core concepts built around the power up. That is what the bee mushroom does to a T. Everything in Honeyhive, in Honeyhop, Honeybloom, all those levels designed around the honeycombs. For the ice flower, it's the same concept. Like they execute shit perfectly on a whole different level compared to the other power-ups. If you no shame. If you weren't here, I would put ice flower at the top. But right?
Oh yeah.
But, you know,
I think I mean, you have to think. Like, you think of Mario Galaxy's power-ups, and you think of Bee Mario.
Bee mushroom.
Like, that's the way I'd put
instantly,
it.
yes.
It is the iconic one, and I think it deserves a spot there because it's perfect for the platforming that Mario Galaxy has to offer.
Yeah. The whole thing about, like, you think of a Mario game, you think of the power-up. Like Mario World, you think of the cape.
Yeah.
Right? Mario Galaxy, you think of the bee mushroom. Mario Wii, probably the propeller mushroom. Maybe.
Yeah, propeller,
right?
which is we won't talk about New Super Mario Bros. Wii, okay, we won't.
No, it's okay.
For sure.
So S tier,
But
below B.
S tier. Yep.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Next up is the Rainbow Star.
Oh man.
Appears in both Galaxy games. Not inherently bad, but I don't think it's needed. Like your point about the Fire Flower,
is.
I don't think it's needed. It's boring.
Fire Flower, it done something different. Rainbow Star is the exact same idea. They done nothing special. It is just, oh, let's put the star in here again. And honestly, some of the areas where it's executed, like they use it for you killing the boulders, like with the soft spots on them.
Yeah, the brown.
It's on Good Eye Galaxy, right?
Yeah, the brown.
There's one of the
boulders with
planets where
red.
they're all rolling around,
Yep.
and they just give you a star. It completely gets rid of the reason, like the strategy you need to kill those things.
Yep.
It's not needed. It really just shows that it's there to please the, I guess, audience who love the power up, but
like
it doesn't belong.
We
in
have the
Galaxy.
mushroom, the flower. We need to add the star. Here's the star, but it's just nothing. It's just nothing.
It's not a great power up because there's nothing special about it, and I think Mario Galaxy's power ups all prove to be special in some sort of way.
The Rainbow Star, it's used. Its most strong uses from memory are Galaxy 2's Romp Prankster Comets, where you have waves of enemies you need to defeat, and it gives you the star, and that's it. 2 missions.
That's it, yeah. The thing that this has over the Spring Mushroom is that it at least controls well.
At least
you
it
can
control
yourself,
fine, right?
and you know what? That's the bare necessity. But since everything else is kind of just, this is C. This is C. This is C tier, right on top of Spring Mushroom.
It'll be our first in C tier. I think reflecting on it, it could really, really be in D tier with Spring Mushroom, but I don't know.
Like I said, it controls.
Yes, you can move.
I feel like Spring Mushroom is its own thing because even as a kid, I didn't like Spring Mushroom.
Yeah.
How could you disappoint me as a kid in Mario?
I would never. When I pick this power up, I would not feel excited. I'd probably just be like, Little like 10-year-old me playing this, being like, "Yeah, this sucks. It's a star, and it's over within seconds." Right?
Yeah.
You don't think about it twice. Bee mushroom, I'm a fucking bee.
I'm a
flying,
bee,
man.
I'm
I'm flying. Spring mushroom, this sucks. I'm putting the controller down. I'm crying.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to bed.
Absolutely. Yeah, no.
But yeah,
It belongs
C tier. Yep, it's gonna stay there.
C-tier.
Right. Next up, this is Galaxy 1's last power-up, both in terms of the list and also in terms of order of appearance. It is the Red Star. Really, really dope design. At least for the power-up, it's like a smaller Grand Star, but it's red. The design on Mario, it's relatively basic. You got the black and the red overalls. It's pretty cool, right? You don't see Mario wearing black that often. It's a good callback to the wing cap from Mario 64.
Absolutely.
It's like a modern
I think that's
wing cap.
also where we have the issue is like it's a callback to the wing cap, which has its like own specific use in Mario 64 for levels.
Yes.
Like it's commonly used and it's used in a great way that is satisfying. This one, sadly, although being a great idea and although looking cool and although like being a neat callback for people who did like the wing cap in Mario 64, it's not executed. It's like what? There's one star you get with it, and then it's just the observatory.
Nope, that's it. Literally, it's like a completion bonus in a way. I think you unlock the purple coin mission in Gateway. That is pretty well the last star in the game if you're going for 100% completion because it unlocks last. Yeah. And then you get the red star from Rosalina at the top of her little like platform area. You fly all the way around the planet and in around the planet, getting all the purple coins. That's it. It's one star, and then you unlock it for the observatory, and you can barely use it properly in the observatory.
Yeah, and the out of bounds are still there, which like, why? Like we have ability for flying around and exploring, and we're still limiting us. Like I don't know, man. I wish they had levels for this star specific, like for this ability specifically, where you're given the option to fly, and you go through the air from one point A to point B and get the star, man.
That would be so fucking cool. If they had levels, like I'm trying to think of a big level in Galaxy, a larger level. They remove all death planes, give you the red star, go nuts.
Yeah.
Go nuts, go explore, right?
Or even like late game, they give you like one special level at the end that you can play, and it's just, like I said, point A to point B. You fly from there, one place to the star, and you get to test out the ability.
Yeah.
But you don't even get that. Like, you don't really get to test out the ability in the star that they do give you, like the purple coin one. You're just kind of flying around senselessly. I don't think you even needed to, did you? There were some coins up in the sky, but most of them were still placed, I think, just around on the planet anyway. Like there was a full
ring of coins around the hemisphere, like that whole thing, which was probably needed for the red star. But there were a lot on the ground or in like little areas that you could get while you were grounded as Mario. Missed potential. That's the whole power up. Missed potential.
That is the power up. I guess if we're gonna place this, I'd say it is better than Rainbow Star.
Oh!
I think it's
leagues better.
It's unique enough that it has like its own special design, and it's like it doesn't work the same. It controls differently than the wing cap, and honestly, it controls pretty well. Like it's pretty smooth flying. There could have been more done with it, and for that reason, I'd say it is in C, but it's above. It's above Rainbow Star.
It's above the Rainbow Star because of its design, because of its controls. It's not boring. It's fun to use. It's just it wasn't used enough.
It wasn't.
That's why it's in C.
Mario Galaxy 3 comes out, we're getting that shit.
Bro, don't even joke about that. Don't even joke about Galaxy 3.
We're getting Galaxy 3, and they add that power up back, and they put it in an actual level, man, and it's going to S tier.
They remove launch stars.
Until then,
it's just
that's it.
Flightless travel as Mario.
Imagine.
Open world. I gotta stop.
For 7 hours. Yeah, I'll be rambling for 7 hours now.
We can't talk about Galaxy 3. It's too much. It's too much.
End of the story. C tier. Top of C. So far.
We are moving on to Galaxy 2's power-ups, starting with the Cloud Flower, first appearing in, I think it's Bluff Galaxy in World 1, or maybe Cloud Court, I can't remember. It's one of those
I can't remember the exact titles. I'm bad with the names of the galaxies, but I remember using it and testing it out for the first time. This is a classic.
When I think of Galaxy 2, I do think of Cloud Flower first.
It is the introductory power-up for this game, and it honestly is probably, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's probably the best in this game.
Oh, yeah. Out of everything Galaxy 2 has to offer, it's probably the best. design, controls, main gimmick.
Was executed in the levels it played out. Like, once again, like I said, was Ice Flower. Ice Flower plays really well with its environment, and same with the bee one.
Yep,
like, it made you use
point.
it in the environment. And the Cloud one, man, it was great. Crossing gaps, or even like the level, I forget which one it was. I think it's the second level you get to use it, but with the wind turbines.
Cloud Corp, you create the platform.
And you have to place one down, and you have
Yep.
to dodge objects on the way up. There's nothing really, I would say, is wrong with it, is what I'd put it.
There's very little flaws. To think of at least one flaw off the top of my head is the fact that when you touch water, you lose the power-up.
Yeah.
It's the same, same with the bee mushroom.
If I was to name like another flaw, though, I'd say that although being like a cool idea, it isn't as unique as other power-ups are. Like, I'll say, like, just creating a platform for you to sit on. It is cool to have in the game. It's great for exploration as well. I'll say, like, it's great for exploring the worlds, and it's not like the full potential that Galaxy power-ups have. If I was to put this anywhere, right below Bee Mushroom.
Yep.
S tier.
It isn't the bee mushroom, but it's right fucking before it. It is like...
It's right before it.
These three power-ups in S tier, they dominate the Galaxy games.
I will say Bee Mushroom is just a bit more iconic.
Yes,
and it was
is,
the first one you ever got in the Galaxy series.
It is.
Galaxy 2, fantastic game, but of course it wasn't going to capture the essence of getting like your first power up in Mario Galaxy 1. Yep. But it's still fantastic. It's right below Bee Flower and S. Yep. Absolutely. Or Bee Mushroom. Sorry.
Bee Flower. Whoa, we're creating brand new.
Wait, new idea.
Wait. Galaxy 3?
Put that one in New Super Mario Bros. 17.
Nah.
We're good.
Wonder 2. Next up, we got the Rock Mushroom. Galaxy 2's other pretty iconic power-up, right? I'd say, outside of the Yoshi fruits, but we'll get to that. We'll save that for later. I think it's pretty fun to use, right? Most memories I have with the power-up are good from what I can remember.
It's played out well. I think like the idea is very unique, and I enjoyed using it, but I don't think it was in many levels, was it?
The two that I can think of right now at the top of my head, Boulder Bowl and Melty Monster.
There was a boss you fought with it, yeah?
The Armadillo. The turquoise armadillo from Boulder Bowl. You had the circular gated planet, and you had that one. The weak spot was his ass, dude. And you had the wrong mushroom, and you were going, and you had to hit him. I hated that little front. Oh, I'm gonna get gameplay of him. I hate that front. I hate it. Oh,
when I think of this power up, though, it is kind of tainted because I think of Starbit farming. The reason it was used for Starbit farming is because like plastered all over like where you had to go, there was like the stacks, like the big like stacks of starbits instead of shards. That was the only real way to farm for starbits that was like discovered. There might have been a better way, but from what I remember, it was always just that was your way of getting that final level.
At the end of World S, you have to get all the starbits. Yeah.
When that's the only memory I think of was doing that for like 4 hours straight, like going there.
Like, damn, I hate this power up.
It ruined the idea, but I will say like it's still great. It's unique and it fits Mario Galaxy like power ups very well. It fits in there for sure. It's not perfect, is what I put it.
It's not the greatest, right? The controls like that might be its flaw as well. When you start, you're in Rock Mario, you gotta shake to start the rock itself, like the big rock, and when you start, it's like Spring Mushroom. You just go. I think you can break out if you do something. If you hit a solid surface or if you hit something, you can break out. But when you're in the ball, it's rolling. Yeah. It's gone.
You are just going,
and you can.
But you had more control definitely than Spring.
Besides that, I don't know, man. Like I think it's still pretty decent overall.
It's good. It's better than Fire Flower, and we put Fire Flower in B.
Yep. But it's
I
not
top of B
A.
for now.
It's not going to A.
Yeah,
it'll be top of B.
Boo Mushroom is just it is just better.
Like Boo Mushroom is a league of its own.
Yeah, it's a league of its own, and I think that's why I'd put it. Yeah, I'd put it B tier. It's the top of B so far.
Top of B, above Fire Flower.
Absolutely.
I'm with that.
Beats Fire Flower.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Next up is one that isn't a transformation power up. It's not an icon. It's not a flower. It's not a mushroom. It's not a star. It's the spin drill. It's the only power-up item in this game. Like some would consider it an item over a power-up, but like similarly to other levels where there's a power-up for the level, the spin drill has this. It's got a couple of galaxies dedicated to its central gimmick. 5 levels. There's 2 that are central to the spin drill. I think it's Spin Dig, and there's another one, I forget the name of it now. One is in World 1, it's like 1-3, and then there's another one later on. And I guess the other 3 are just like segments that use it. I know Galaxy Generator uses it for like one thing.
Yeah. Is it just 2D sections where this ability was used? That's what I remember mostly, was the 2D sections. Was this available like in the 3D mode, like in Galaxy? Because I know there's 2D sections, and that's what I mainly remember this ability from.
Its first appearance, 1-3 or whatever the hell it is, that one is 3D. There's a planet I can picture. It's circular,
right.
And there's a point at the top, and you have to somehow maneuver your way to get to the top.
Oh yeah.
That whole galaxy is 3D, but I know what you're saying. There's some,
yeah,
there's like
yeah.
a bunch
I remember
of
a
2D
lot.
sections.
There was 2D sections from that, and those are the ones I guess I remember the best. It wasn't like, I feel like it was pretty hard to control that in the 3D environment, and I feel like that's where it kind of falls off a little bit.
You really had to hit the exact angle on some locations where you're going, because if not, you're gonna hit the plate and bounce back. Like if you're drilling and you're going, you bounce and you come back. Like there was some spots. Like, oh, I can think of another one. Cosmic Cove. It's the dirt planet that looked like Saturn. You had to drill a certain spot to get to the other side of the planet. And there was only one sweet spot. Everywhere else, you would bounce back.
Oh, I wish I...
Search it up right quick. Just search it up right quick.
I'm searching it up. I gotta remember this. This sounds familiar. What? Like, you only have certain memories with this power-up, and it doesn't stick as much as the others do, for sure.
No, it's not as iconic, it's not as memorable, right? We both had to just do research on it.
It's unique, and I'll respect that, and honestly, I feel like it works almost better in 2D environments. This was kind of fun to use in the 2D environments, because you can actually understand where your surroundings are. Like you mentioned in Cosmic Cove Galaxy, that one was just a guessing game, and honestly, that, in my opinion, that should have never been a thing. Like having just guess where to dig with this item. Dig-a-leg for sure was like, I feel like that was it was a simple but a fun boss fight to do.
That boss was okay. Like for the spin drill being like an item more than a power up, the fact that it even had a whole boss fight attached to it was like.
And I think like 2D, I think this power up shines in 2D, but the fact that this is a 3D game after all.
It's ironic because Wonder has the drill mushroom and it's the exact same damn power up.
Yep,
it's literally and it works perfect in 2D, dude. It's man.
Absolutely.
But now in terms of placement, I don't think it shies in comparison to the actual power-ups of this game or even some of the Yoshi fruit, but that's next up on the list. I think C tier at the moment.
It's not as bad as the Rainbow Star, and
the thing with this one that for me would put it over Red Star is the fact that at least the spin drill has a boss.
It does have a boss. This one has more use. It makes it enough to. It's top of C.
It is top of C. Like at least Spin Drill has multiple levels dedicated to it, and its central idea, and there's a boss fight for it. The Red Star, two things.
Yeah, two things. It can't be put under that. It wouldn't be fair.
So
Spin Drill, top of C.
Yep.
I think
that's
absolutely
solid. Right. All right.
What is next up?
Next is the beginning of the Yoshi fruits. This is the Dash Pepper we're going with. It is the first of the 3 Yoshi fruits on the list, and I think the two of us can hopefully agree that it is the best of the 3.
Yeah, it's the best.
Chronologically, it is the first fruit, like the unique Yoshi fruit.
The first fruit to be introduced.
Yeah.
I remember this might be the first level. It's one where like you're running up and down like these walls and stuff. Like you take like what is the galaxy called? What is it?
Hightail Falls, dude.
Hightail Falls, dude. I'll never forget it.
Oh, that level. Oh,
I feel like that's some of the most fun platforming and just like gameplay you get in Mario Galaxy 2. I genuinely believe it is. Have to work around the I think it's like a zigzag patterns.
Yep.
You have to be precise, and I kind of like that. It requires skill, and I think like, that's a good addition to the game because a lot of the other power-ups I feel like
they're pretty baby-esque, right? Like you're hovering, you're creating
simple
platforms, right? Like this one has difficulty. Right?
It's great, yeah. It has a good place in this game for sure.
That mission specifically, the Hightail Falls one, that pissed me off so much as a kid because of just how difficult it was. Like that's just the whole thing, right? Like it's tightly timed. The section at the end, dude. I don't know if you remember. It's like it's a wall. And the star is in the middle of the wall. And with the Dash Pepper, you have to start on a flat surface, go up a curve onto the wall. And then you gotta make a loop down below, up into the star.
Oh my god, I do remember that now.
The amount.
And I think there's like little walls that block you off too, and you don't have time to react to them.
No, not
I think
at all.
it's instant death, I believe too, if you miss that.
Yeah,
Or it might not be instant death, but you go back right to the start. As a child, I will say I probably hated this one, but like looking back and replaying through this game, you kind of appreciate this one a lot more. And I think it is a great power up, honestly, for what levels it is in.
It's the best Yoshi fruit. If this was a Yoshi fruit tier list, it'd be an S. However, it's competing with some of the greatest Mario power-ups ever made.
It's no ice flower, it's no bee mushroom, and it's no cloud flower.
Hell no, it's not up there.
It's not.
Right?
Yoshi is a big factor of Mario Galaxy 2, and I feel like we need to appreciate that. And I think for its use, this is an A tier. I think this is A tier.
I don't think it surpasses the boo mushroom.
No. I was about to say the same thing. It doesn't surpass Boo Mushroom, but it has a perfect place in Mario Galaxy 2, and I think it belongs right underneath Boo Mushroom and A.
Yep.
Seriously. Replay through Galaxy 2, you'll appreciate that one.
You will. Even though it's a little difficult to control, you will. Compared to the other two.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next is the Blimp Fruit. The blue fruit that when Yoshi eats it, he inflates and you float up.
You know, it has its use. It's a kind of spindrill situation, I'd say. You know, it's not the most memorable power up in these games.
No,
but it's not. Really. It's also not bad though. I will not say it's bad because it has its times to shine. You know, especially on Tree Trunk Galaxy.
That introduces the power up, and it's like there's the beginning section, the tree itself that you're
just going up,
float up. There's the 2D section, the rotating planet with all like the spikes and different enemies that are there. They'll pop you if you run into it.
Yeah. It's very. It was fun to use. I'll say like the platforming with it. Well, I guess not really platforming because you're in the air. Well, just the movement with it. It definitely works well. Like when it is used. But when it came to 3D, the movement was so slow. I felt like this item really shined in the 2D sections. I don't know. I guess it felt like it was faster in 2D. That's what I think makes it better.
You're moving up a lot faster. That you can't really move side to side that greatly, but in the 2D sections, I think you could. Like there was definitely some leeway.
Yeah.
Right. But it's pretty chill power up. It's pretty tame. Right.
It's all right. I think like it's not up there in A with Dash Pepper. It can't even be close. No. I mean, Dash Pepper is the best Yoshi fruit by a good mile, but I think B tier could work.
B tier having it right in the middle. I like that.
It's not above Fire Flower. I think a fair spot for this would be the bottom of B. Bottom of B, yeah, because like your spin drill comparison, right? It's the same thing. This one is a bit more tolerable in the 3D mode when I feel like spin drill isn't as.
Yeah, it's not as compelling.
It's not as engaging, I guess, in the environments of the levels. It has a slight edge over the spin drill. This one has its own unique use, and I think it's fun. It's a fun power up, so it belongs in B. I think B is a fair spot for it.
Moving on to the last power up of the list and of the video is the last Yoshi fruit, the third Yoshi fruit. It is the Bulberry. I'm not the biggest fan. Not gonna lie.
It's not great.
No.
And it's barely even used. I think that's important to note. It's barely even in Galaxy 2. Like it's there. It has its time, but I feel like there's a reason that they decided to make this one so minimally used. Like,
I can think of a minimum of 2 levels.
2 levels, which is pretty crazy. It's a cool idea. There was a Galaxy in Mario Galaxy 1 that kind of had the same idea, didn't it?
It's one of the later galaxies, Matter Splatter. That galaxy.
Matter Splatter.
That the entire premise around that galaxy, there were platforms and little matter droplets. I don't fucking know, but there were little things that would bounce and create the platform to you to go on, and it would shrink over time. That is the entire concept behind Bulberry.
And I believe that was only used in that level, right? I think that whole drop exactly. And I think that's one level. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't stand out that much. No. It's like a one and done thing. You do it once and you're okay with that. Like
when I was a kid, whenever I got the Bulberry, I would get it and just try to jolt through the level. Like,
Yeah.
I could not care about any form of collectibles unless it was necessary. Like, if it was a comet medal, sure. If it was something
Yeah.
of importance, like a key, sure. I would just try to skip as much as I could throughout that level because I didn't like it.
Yeah, no. I feel like that was the one... If we were gonna give this thing, like, one positive, I feel like it was, like... They didn't go easy with it. I feel like the segments were, like, they rushed you to get through the level. Like, I think the aura around you with this thing, it would go down. You only had, like, under 10 seconds until you had to get another one, or else you'd fall into the void and die.
There was a
So I
sense of
kind of
urgency.
liked... Yeah, there was a sense of urgency, and what I'll say, although this one isn't completely unique, considering there's a galaxy literally just based off of this in one, it's more unique than the Rainbow Star. It's just 10 times better than the Spring Mushroom. Let's be real. So,
nothing will go in D tier. Nothing joins the Spring Mushroom.
yeah, Red Star felt better to use than this, and I believe that Spindrill is more memorable. This one has to get, I think, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Yeah, because like Red Star, I think Red Star, even design wise, will be leagues over Bulberry. Makes Yoshi yellow and he glows.
Yeah,
Mario got lasers coming out of his hands and he's
Yeah,
like, red
which
and
is
black.
sick.
Like that's sick. Like design wise, overall, I think it's better.
It has its place. It's better than Rainbow Star.
Yeah,
That's what I'd say.
it's
So
better than
right
Rainbow
above
Star.
Rainbow Star.
Having it in between Red Star that only has 2 uses, Bulberry also has 2 uses. Perfect.
Yeah.
Boom. Slap them together.
Perfect. Belongs there.
Right.
I think that's good, man. I think.
That is the list. That is the finalized list.
Definitely proud of this. I think this is a good list. And honestly, if anyone in the
solid.
comments, you want to dispute,
Yeah, go nuts.
that's fair too. Yeah, go nuts. Like we're down for
two-
criticism.
Yeah, right. We are two
That's
big
it.
galaxy heads. So if you want to voice your opinions, sound off. If you agree, disagree, right? Either or.
Absolutely.
It's chill. But I hope all of you can agree that Spring Mushroom's the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I mean,
but
if you don't do that, honestly, I think it might be time to click off the video.
Yeah,
like,
might be time, even though
or
you've
stick to the
watched
end.
it,
Give them some view. Yeah.
yeah, please, right? I need money, you know? Like, fuck,
Actually,
seriously.
yeah, give them the view right. Actually, guys,
Yeah,
stick
it's
around.
okay.
Stick around.
And that concludes the tier list video. Hope you all enjoyed us rambling for 40 odd minutes. As I previously mentioned, if you have any opinions on our tier list or even want to list your own, then feel free to post your rankings down in the comments below. I'll read every comment, and I think it would be pretty amusing to read all your guys' thoughts on the matter. For a couple credits right quick before we wrap up, I'd like to thank Trixowter for joining me in this collab, as we've been wanting to work together for quite some time. If you're interested in the same style of content, then head over to his channel where you can find a similar video ranking every Mario Kart item. We both worked pretty hard on these videos, so any view means a lot to us. I'd also love to credit my lovely girlfriend for coming up with the idea for this video in the first place. She kinda sprung this idea on me one day, and so I reached out to Trixowter in hoping he'd like the idea. And here we are. But yeah, that about covers it. Hope you all enjoyed today's video, and with that, this is Exoid64, signing off.